Okay, hi guys. 12th of September, if you're watching back this recording, Go Getters training tonight. So welcome everyone. If you haven't put the next one in your calendar, go and do that right away, but you should have. So the next one's on the 10th, second Thursday of every month. I just want to say what I said before I jumped on to, before I started recording, but I was just watching Linda and Fraser Brooks's Facebook Live. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out, because already just the 5 minutes that I was on there, the content was amazing. And something that I wrote down was like, people come into this business and they say, give it a go. And then he said a second one, which I can't remember, or I'll give it a year. And he said, that's like saying, I'm just going to mute somebody there. And that's like saying that like you're going to church and you're going to get married and you're just going to give it a year and just, you know, like we'll see what happens. When you make the commitment, then it's not a year-long thing. It's like it is, and you've made the commitment and you're going to grow through those challenges and go through what you've got to go through to get there. And commitment takes fear out of everything. So I guess tonight's call was about, you know, have you done your GDGs? Has that been working for you? Where are you at with that? But I'll loop back around to that. First of all, want to know what your wins are. Like, come off mute and let me know who's been having some wins this week. Let's celebrate some wins.
I got a customer, I followed up with Camille because she'd mentioned about shakes. So she was on fruit and veg already. And yeah, so I followed up and I said, oh, you were looking at shakes, and she was umming and ahhing about the bulk. So she's going to give the bulk a go. So she got those straight away within half an hour of asking her.
Awesome. That's great. So she's placed an order and it's in the, like it's on the way to her.
Whatever day it was, Monday or Tuesday, yeah.
Congratulations. Well done. Good. Anyone else get any wins?
I placed 2 shake orders, and I have a lady that wants to join the business at the end of next month, and I have 5 people that are coming on the event.
I've been watching you in the group, Crystal, and I know how much you've got on your plate at the moment and I just like, how good does it feel to be helping people and getting back into action? Like, action takes us out of doubt, right? But how good is it feeling?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
When I'm in it. Yes. When I'm dealing with the other shit, not good.
Yeah. So good. So good. And so excited that you've got 5 people coming to next week's event.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well done.
I'm still waiting to hear back from some, but I'm letting them sit there and think about it. I'm not rushing in. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And some I haven't even invited yet. They're on my list, but I'm going through sort of like there's other follow-up messages sort of stuff that I'm doing with them first, getting past what we're talking about before I.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Relationship is so important. So if you're not already there, then definitely don't go in with the, you know, with the event. So yeah, cool. Awesome. Anyone else? No wins? Maybe it's not even business. Maybe it's just with yourself or, you know, like life. What's, you know, have you got anything to celebrate?
I definitely feel like I've been so much more consistent with just some personal practices, I suppose, like definitely journaling for me. I know that really helps me. I know meditation really helps me. But I just felt like I was resisting those things, and so all I did was shorten the time and just make them really simple, so it could take like 3 to 5 minutes to journal something out. And I have actually bought a journal that has all prompted questions for each day, so I'm not like, just I guess prompts what you're writing about. And I've made a playlist of set meditations, which I know doesn't sound like much, but that's been a big win for me because it probably has really assisted my mindset in the last couple of weeks, being dedicated to that. And also, just like I suppose, you know, action takes you out of doubt in business, it's the same with personal life, right? And that has such an impact on how you show up in business too.
I love how you shared that, because I think more people need to hear that. And it's those things that make a difference. Like you said, it doesn't have to be the results in your business, guys. Like if your energy is not right, then all the work that you're doing over here doesn't mean jack, because you're not in the vibrational state. And Megan, I know like how long it takes us to get to that place of journaling, and when we fall off the bandwagon. Like I've been off and on for the last 3 weeks. So staying committed and consistent, you know, does feel good. So I can't wait to get back on the bandwagon consistently, and start doing it again too, because I'm noticing where I'm not showing up the best in my life because I'm not finding an outlet through journaling or meditation, which is my go-to. So who on here is journaling or meditating? Put your hand up. No one. Lisa is? Awesome. Who feels like they maybe need an outlet and don't give time as an excuse and like say, I can't, like, I just don't have the time to fit it in? Like who feels like they could deal with that as, use that as an outlet? Diane?
I want to, Kira put one up that she recommended was a night one, because I struggled doing the morning one, and I think I need something at night to go off to sleep better. So I need to go back and find that one.
Yeah, awesome. I haven't seen it, so I'd love to see it if you can pop it in the group. I do a chakra one, so I fall asleep with a 30-minute chakra meditation, and it's not in my ears because I can't stand it being in my ears overnight time because I'm frightened of whatever.
Choking yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like funny, so I just have it sitting there and it plays over by my bedside table. But yeah, I'd love to see it as well. So maybe if you find it.
Yeah, I should have taken a screenshot when I saw it.
Was it a long time ago?
No, it was in the last couple of days.
Okay. Yeah, awesome.
Might be in her Insta. It might have been in her Insta stories. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you come across it, definitely post it. And yeah, are you off mute, Sel, because you're going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say my wins are in, you know, staying kind of continuing to move forward, even though I haven't been doing that journaling and meditating. And I know how important it is to me, but usually when I fall off track with that, the rest of life falls off track. But it's a great reminder that I should probably get back on track with that before life does fall off track, because it's going to be a hell of a lot of friggin' shit to pick up if it all falls off. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Crystal?
The rest of the family's been homesick this week, and so it's just been me on the way to work, and I've been listening to an audiobook and just having me without the music, because usually it's fun, we play music, you know, whatever, but without the kids, I've been able to listen to my audiobook when I've been able to take my phone to work. So that was nice, because usually I fall asleep to that sometimes training.
And what are you listening to? What audiobook?
At the moment, I'm listening to Big Magic.
Okay. Haven't heard of that one.
I just heard about that, like literally someone mentioned it yesterday. What is that about? Because it was mentioned in that passing conversation. So I hadn't heard of it either.
It's hard. Some of it's hard to stick with when she talks a lot about writing, but as an author, because she's the author of Eat, Pray, Love. And I'm actually going to do a Facebook post on something that she said about people just saying no to opportunities. So she talks a lot about inspiration, how she believes that it's always there, it comes to us, and you know, opportunities. I believe, you know, I knew about the business for a whole year and didn't say yes to it. So often we just say no to things. And so my post is going to be based on that, you know, I was used to in that mindset of saying no to opportunities until starting the business, and I've said yes to so much more. So it gave me a little bit of inspiration as to what I can use as a post. So
yeah. That's awesome. So good. Thank you for sharing that.
And I forgot, like, I actually have a 6th one that's joining us. I forgot to say, not 5, I'm up to 6 now.
Awesome.
I can't do, and I haven't got an extra hand. I'm holding the phone.
While we're on wins, hey Chloe, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. We're just going through wins at the moment. And so while we're just on that topic, Crystal, I just want to know from anyone else, like, who else has done some inviting and either got a reply or not, but are actually starting to invite to Monday night's event. Yeah. And so if you others aren't, can I ask why? Like, is there something, is it like not your type of event that you want to invite to, or is it just fear of the invitation? Like, I'd just love to have any feedback because it is a new thing. So
I personally just haven't got to it yet, so
okay.
I was hoping to do it today. Otherwise, so hopefully tomorrow I can. I've just been so busy with work at the moment, but I didn't want to do it too earlier in the week. I thought by doing it a few days out gives people a chance to say no or forget.
Yeah,
so
I agree. Yeah. I just said
it was on
the
my
same
list for today. Yeah, it was on my list for today and tomorrow, so it's now tomorrow.
So have you written a list? Like, you know who you're going to invite?
I have an idea of who I want to invite, and there are people following up that I added to Life with Mummy on a Mission that just all babes, and it's just sort of gone quiet.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, great. Megan, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I don't want this to sound really bad, but this is honest. Like, I don't know how I missed it, but I missed all of that information, all of those messages. And so I literally read, when I responded about like RSVPing tonight, that was when I read all about that and the verbiage and stuff that you girls had posted in there. So I don't know how I didn't see it, but I didn't see it until the Savo.
That's all right. That's so cool. So can I ask, like, is it something that you feel like you could invite to or would want to invite to? Like, I'm just trying to get a feel for the vibe, that's all.
Yeah, from what I could see, from what I could understand what it was about, what you guys are looking to achieve. And I think what I sort of liked about it was that it's about the business. So it's not kind of, like, I get why the events cross over both product and business. I get that, but sometimes I also feel like it's really beneficial to capture one or the other because, you know, I mean, you don't always know what everyone wants. Maybe they want the product and then they're like, oh, I didn't know about the business, but I like how it is directed at that. So I think that's a really good thing, yeah.
Awesome. So on that, Diane, did you say you hadn't invited and Lisa haven't invited yet, or?
I've invited a couple, but I've got no replies.
Okay.
So I'll do a few more tomorrow.
Yeah.
And see how I go.
On that, because I think that's a really good point. And Crystal, like, what do you feel you're doing to be getting like not only a reply but a commitment? Like, do you feel like there's any kind of specific verbiage you're using, or you feel like that relationship's there? Have you led into it in a specific way to get that?
Some of them that have said yes, I have had the relationship with, and others are pretty new. That I've, like, two of them I've never met before. But I don't know. They were just sort of people that I thought could really do with the business. So one of them who I've not met before, she's pregnant, was interested in the product. She worked in childcare. She's had a baby now. And I touched base with her because I thought, look, she couldn't afford it before. She's not working now. She's had bubs, so this is perfect for her. And I reached out, and she said, "Is this anything to do with the Gratitude Gang?" And I was like, "Yes, kind of, yeah." You know, and sort of explained a bit. And she was like,
"We've got better hair than them, right?"
Sorry,
we've got better hair than them, right?
Well, she said that someone, a friend of a friend, was trying to get her into the business, and she said, "But I'd rather do it through you. I'd rather join you," which was great considering I don't even know her.
That's lovely.
So, yeah. But the other ones, they've showed interest, and I've just been building the relationship, even when it sort of dropped off before, because I'd added them to the preview groups, and I've never had anything from them. They've never. Even when I've followed it up, they still don't watch anything from the preview group. I think it's all too busy, and I get no traction from it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's what I said or if it's just that I've just been loving on people for a long time.
And now it's starting to, now you're starting to reap those rewards. So,
yeah.
Thank you. Lisa, did you want to share what your thoughts were?
Yeah, I've just only sort of really noticed it myself too in the last couple of days. So basically, I need to forward that little poster type thing, and then whatever verbiage that I feel comfortable with to whatever person. Is that right?
Yeah, so don't use the verbiage if don't use the poster if you don't want to straight away. Like in a messenger chat, you could just copy whichever verbiage suits and tailor it to you, make it sound like you. If you want to use the flyer on your profile, on Facebook you can. And if they say they're interested and they want to know more, you could send them the flyer. I don't know, like.
Good idea.
You did send the flyer straight off the bat, or
once they were interested and they wanted to know more, then I sent the flyer. It was like getting their permission to send the info kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's how I would have done it as well. So thanks for sharing how you were getting those results, Crystal.
Yeah, so I haven't given up yet.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, maybe like if you leave it closer to the event, people don't like forget about it, and you don't have to nag them, and it's sort of more like, yep, we're doing this. I think that's my way of thinking anyway.
Yeah, awesome. And mine was the same as well. I was kind of been sitting on it all week. My list is written, and I think that's the important thing. Like, know who you're going to invite, have your list written, and then when you're feeling right. Sorry?
I have a list.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So I guess just a recap on that event and how that kind of come about. I was having trouble inviting to some of the events that are online for different reasons. And so Sally and I were on a call with Brian, the SSCs and above were on a call with Brian, and I pretty much just spoke my truth to him. And he said, great, do one. And I was like, okay, cool, I can, like, no worries. And he's like, great, but close it. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, close the deal. Like, don't get off that call without making sure that you're asking them to come and join you. And I was like, oh shit, that's heaps harder. Like, I can invite, I can do an event, all that sort of stuff, but closing it was a challenge that he put out to me. I guess what we put to him was we didn't want to just have product first, followed by business, and that we really wanted to change it up. And so, yeah, Sally and I then, after that call, he put the challenge to us, and we come up with a plan, and we had to get back to him with a date. As a good mentor does, he set some, challenges for us to get back to him with. And so we did it, within a day, and created the event, and that's what we come up with. And the reason why it's called Women Determined to Rise, because I know, Clinton, if you're watching back the recording, that there's men, in the group and within our team. It's this specific event was, what did I want to bring? What did Sally want to bring? Because, we're the two on there. Who is it that we want to attract? We are, all of us, I feel, on this call now, are women determined to rise. Like, we haven't just hung around for months on end, years on end, some of us, not wanting to, launch this thing and take off. And so how we're going to come into it is, it's going to be hosted by myself, and I'm going to do a business section, but the business section is going to be different. It's not going to be pyramid. It's not going to be popcorn. It's not going to be any whiteboards. It's just going to be hard, cold truth about, like, what our business is, how long it's been around, and what we do, and a bit of a backstory. And we're literally going to do about 5 minutes worth of product. And we're going to have 2 people sharing. So Emma and Carlina are jumping on and just sharing their business stories. And then we're going to wrap it up. But in that wrapping up, I need to bring my A game, and I'm just being really vulnerable with you guys, and invite them on the journey. So it's not about ending it by saying, and so get in touch with the person that invited you, and if you've got any questions, it's about, like, we've got a vision, like, we're ready to go, like, this is, and paint that vision. Are you guys ready? Who's ready to come with us? I'm going to stop recording. We're going to hang around here to get those questions answered for you right now. Like, if you're ready, then we're ready, kind of thing. So haven't kind of worked out that, quite tweaked the verbiage yet. And I said to Brian, can you look over it? But yeah, Sally, did you want to add anything to that that I might have missed about the event?
I was just going to say, like, Renelle's and my honesty with Brian allowed him to break back, like, stuff with us to then get to the bottom of, oh, okay, well, cool. If we're struggling to use a certain event, then create a freaking event. the same applies for you guys, and we're all here to make sure that, you know, your event gets delivered the way that you want it to be delivered. I know there's a lot happening behind the scenes with, you know, new launches and that sort of stuff, but when we first started in this, it was about us creating our own brand, and then it kind of got lost a little bit because we all became mummies on a mission. But it's back to, like, live your mission. Just what's your mission? And that's where Renelle was saying that, you know, like that women determined to rise is like just kind of the women that just get to a point where they're like, I'm fucking done. I've had enough. I want to fucking move forward. I want to do this for me. I want to do this for my family. Like, I fucking had it. Do you know what I mean? So that's where Renelle and I are sitting in our hearts at the moment. And if you're sitting somewhere else, just know that that's okay, but don't lose that. Grab a hold of it so that we can help you craft an event that fits your, you know, tribe. Does that make sense? But in saying that, like Renelle said, the closing at the end, if there's something that you've heard in the past, whether it be, like, I mean, some of you have been on events multiple times. So if you've heard something and you were like, God, I love the way they wrap that up, let us know. Like,
please let me know.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, so more than happy to, you know, like, get this one off the ground and as a one-off event, and then create another one and you know, create a different kind of niche market or age bracket, or you know, maybe it's men and women. Brian's going to do one as well. They're looking at bringing events back where they're just the 5 key leaders that are doing an event every week. So it's not anybody doing it. It's like literally Adam, Kira, Brian, Lorian, and Linda. And like, we just invite to that once a week. So I'm really excited for those because like, I'm just going to say it, like, we're getting the quality then. I'm okay to invite to something like that when I know that we're what's going to be on the other end. Does that make sense? So anyway, that's just my truth. That's where I'm feeling. The other thing that I just want to touch on is there is a new way of launching, and we did it for Rach. Sally and I did it for Rach, and it's through a PowerPoint presentation. Some of you may have seen it, some of you may not have. We're still refining that with Brian at the moment, but if you guys would like to individually launch, and what I want you to think about it like is, Rebecca's saying yes. So what I want you to think about it as is, Sally and Mum used to be in Nutrimetics, and so we used to go to Nutrimetics parties where you just invite your friends and family, the people that you wanted to buy Nutrimetics. So same with the launch party, like, it'd just be inviting the people that you genuinely want to come and take a closer look at the product. And it's a slideshow, but you actually host it. So let's just say, you know, Rebecca, you were doing yours, you would come off mute first, you would intro into it. There'd be a PowerPoint slide for you, and then it'd go into Sally or myself or whoever was going to do it with you to share the back end of it. And then again, on the call, you're, you know, asking for anyone that wants to sign up and you know, get the product now, not go away and think about it, like, who's ready now, like, to do that. And Alex and Mena are doing a lot of getting great results in New Zealand with that method. So that's all coming forth as well. So that's there. If you guys want to also individually launch, I wanted to let you guys know that tonight so that we can start rolling that out as well and doing individual launches for everybody. Which is really exciting because it puts you guys in the front seat, and people are coming to see you. They're not coming to see me or Sally or somebody else that they don't know, you know, Belinda. They're coming to see you. You've invited them. They want to see you speak at least for a little section of it, or at least introduce you know, them to us, kind of thing. Excuse me. So that was a long time on the wins and that sort of stuff. I want to know what challenges you guys are having, or if you've got any questions around that. But then I want to know what challenges you guys are having.
Okay, I'll go. So my goal in between last week and this week was to start getting some traction on Instagram. I've sucked at posting, I'll be honest. I haven't been posting a lot on Insta. However, I have been sort of doing the commenting on people's things, and I've had not as much wins as Sally was saying that she's had on hers, where people will comment back. I had a couple, but not as much. I mean, I had another ambassador group reach out and message, come be an ambassador, but that's not what I'm after. I want actual people.
You take my approach, Crystal, and say, I'll look at your thing, but you got to look at mine. Oh, mate did not get back to me. He did not reply to me. I was like, oh, come on now.
So good. Okay. So you want to get back into action of posting and you don't know what to post?
No, it was I was wanting to build relationships in Insta because my funny enough, my Facebook market had gone cold. But then when I went back to building just reaching out to the people to invite them, it was all through Facebook, and because I had something to invite them to, all of a sudden it wasn't cold, but my Insta was cold. So funny, I've invited 14 people, 6 have said yes, 1 have said no. So what I thought was cold from my Facebook, not so much. And I don't know. I'm still trying with Insta. I mean, I'm not great with it, but I mean.
So was that a share, or did you want some guidance around something there?
I think I don't know. I think it's just finding the right people to talk to, maybe. I think I'll maybe, I mean, my warm market on Insta would be my Just Strong crew, because they're ambassadors, and so maybe I'll try that avenue, because that's I've got a lady who's, I did have a win. She posted something, I commented on it, and she's been having sort of emotional sort of issues, anxiety and stuff like that. She's into yoga, and I asked if she wanted to get some value out of my Facebook group. So she said yes, so I added her to it, and so now we've been messaging that way. So she's in, was it Germany? I don't know, I've chatted to a few, I think that that one was Germany. So I suppose that is a little win, but I think that maybe that way will be where I'll go, with just sticking to my ambassador groups.
I don't know about a lot about Instagram, so if anyone's got any tips or add value there, then by all means share. But otherwise, I think that great that you were able to still get the traction off Facebook, even though, it's funny the meaning we put behind things and how we perceive things to be, because we don't think we're showing up here, but then all of a sudden that's where we got the most traction. So it's interesting to have a think about, what meaning we put behind stuff. Anyone else with a challenge at the moment? Like, what's your biggest challenges that are coming up for you guys at the moment?
I try wording in Instagram. So I get to a point, we go backwards and forwards, build the relationship, build. And then they say, what do you do? And then I tell them. And then that's it. And I'm like, well, don't fucking ask me what I do if you don't want to know. You think I'm spent? Like, but again, it's the story that I'm putting behind it, because I'm like, oh, great. Now they think that I'm network marketing them. And I'm like, well, I wasn't. Like, I met a bunch of new FIFO mums, and I've changed my story around that. So my story is not, I'm one conversation away from a new TV. My story is, I'm one conversation away from building a relationship with a family with a lot in common with us, which is very true. But yeah, I think just
Are you asking them enough questions?
Yeah, like that's why I think we talked for a couple of weeks, because I'm, asking, like, I've got everything Frog and Lord. I can tell you their kid's birthday just about.
Okay, and then they say, what do you do? And then you tell them.
Yeah, so I might not even message them, and then all of a sudden I'll get a message out of the blue. Hey, hun, what is it that you do? And they're really friendly about it. And I'm like, okay, cool.
And are you inviting them to have a look? So when you tell them, are you inviting them?
So sometimes I say things, depending on what type of the questions it is. I say, have you heard of it? Or you know, I always end with a question. So sometimes it's inviting, sometimes it's, you know, have you heard of it? I'd love to share some info with you if you're interested. Or are you interested? Because I said if you're interested, and then I realized I wasn't asking you questions. So then I say, you know, like, are you interested? That sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Again, my thing and my only suggestion to Crystal before was just, it's not a numbers game, but it is, right? Like, just do the numbers. Like, you're just getting no's. Like, let's face it, how many no's did we get on Facebook or in general? So just keep going with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm probably, to be honest, I'm probably only about 15 in, you know, like that's not a lot.
Well, but does anyone else have anything coming up that they want to share with Sel?
I would like to share some Instagram tips. So I feel like most of my people hang out on Instagram, so I think I'm kind of focusing a little bit more on that. But I am with you, Sel. I still struggle with when they ask what you do, with what to actually say.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of people watch my stories. And the other day I did a story and it got a lot of people like respond in it. And I did kind of like a few stories in a row, and I was kind of like, you know, what do you crave? And then I'd put like the two boxes, and I'd put like routines and rituals, self-love practices, and then it'd be like, what do you need? And it'd be like confidence, clarity. And I kind of just asked all these questions. So it wasn't like a yes, no, but it was kind of like one or the other. And then like people would play. So it was like 7 stories. And then I kind of collected all that information, and then I kind of gave me permission to reach out to them. So if someone was like after like meditation, like, or, you know, they were looking for self-love, I might send them a clip from one of Kira's YouTube, you know, videos, or send them a recipe, or just kind of adding value. So I haven't really gotten to the point yet where I've invited them to something, or, but I feel like it's just kind of a good way to build the relationship and kind of get in without being too like, here's my Juice Plus capsules kind of. Yeah, because I don't know, that to me, that doesn't make me feel interested. But if someone's sharing something really cool that's like personal development, or you know, self-love, or that kind of stuff, then I'm interested.
Yeah, I love that. I love that way of kind of interacting or starting the interaction. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I saw that one, Chloe. It was really good. I was like, wow, she's on fire. Look at all these stories. Yeah, so good.
I finally.
And she went, bitch, you can get your own off Kira's website.
I should have played the game. Crystal?
I finally, it's taken me a long time to explain what I do. And now it was just randomly one day when I was chatting to a friend from Mount Isa, and she's moved from Mount Isa, and she said, what are you doing now? And I explained to her that I work with people with Monday to Friday. I work with people with a disability. And I also, I explained how I use the business. I said I have an online business where I use that for my clients and blah, blah. So I sort of tied the two in together because that's what I do. Her response from that, she was like, wow, that's such an amazing thing. And so the way that I worded it, not what I'm saying now, because what I'm saying now is absolute garbage. But the way that I worded it was, I thought, wow, you know, she was really impressed with that. And so that is now what I use when I explain to people what I do, except for when I'm talking with my ambassador people, because they're ambassadors. When I talk to them, how long you've been an ambassador for, I say, you know, I've been an ambassador for this long, but I've been an ambassador for health, you know, whatever, for like nearly 2 years. So then I sort of do that differently.
Yeah. And it's like having, and Fraser just said this to Linda on that live, he was saying like there's a different story for different people. There's not one script fits all, there's not one video fits all, there's not one program or whatever that fits all. It's about tailoring it to the different, you know, niche markets kind of thing that we speak to. So, which was really, really important, I thought. Anyone else with any challenges that you've got? Like, we're halfway through the month. Have you checked in with your upline to let them know what you're striving for this month or what you want to achieve? And don't get me wrong, guys, like when you're checking in with your upline, it doesn't have to be about results driven. You know, I need to get 3 team and I need to get 6 customers, or I need to hit, you know, SC or whatever it may be. It might just be a personal goal within yourself, remember, because this business, like, unless you want that leverage, unless you want to strive for a specific goal, this business is still about you growing into who you need to be. And sometimes you're just setting a goal that, you know what, I just need to get consistent with waking up at 6 a.m. every morning, and I just need to start there. Or I just need to get consistent with taking my Juice Plus capsules again, right? So like just letting us know with what your goals are, so that you can have accountability. Like, you've got free accountability here. So what other things are coming up for you, given that we're halfway through the month, and what's happening? Otherwise we'll wrap it up, because I'm conscious of time as well. Nothing. I will share a big one that's hit home for me, just to be, you know, a challenge that I've faced in the last 24 hours. But as we grow through this business and get to a new level of, Sally's saying, I'd love to know who's been able to implement their GDGs. So yeah, have a think about that, and definitely let us know about that as well, because that would be good to see that traction happening for that. So as we get to the next level, there's always like another devil, as Sheni would say, and it's about growing through what we have to go through. And you're going to have the naysayers, you're going to have the people that don't approve of what you're doing or how you're showing up in life, or you're on social media too much and you're not there for the friendships and all that sort of stuff. And I've had a few people just recently, really close to home, drop out of my life, like literally, like just gone, like defriended me, removed me from groups. And anyway, it's taken me a whole 24 hours to get over it. And this isn't about a sob story to you guys or poor me or anything like that, because I am so grateful for the lesson, because without it, I cannot actually move forward into it. It's probably what's been keeping me stuck and plateaued for so long in my business, to be honest. The thought of what other people are going to think of me, and that I'm not going to be liked, and that what happens if they don't want to be my friend. And it's literally kept me stuck in my business. I've chosen to be held captive by that shitty belief. And now that I'm working through that belief, it's literally like the universe has an incredible way of showing up. 3 people in a matter of 24 hours have like pretty much, just technically removed themselves from my life, said some really nasty stuff, hurt me in so many ways. And I need that to be able to step into QNMD, to step into more clubs, because with success, with being seen, which is my greatest fear, is going to come the naysayers and the haters and that sort of stuff. And I can't possibly be liked by everybody if I want to do and be and have everything I want to have. So I guess, not preparing you, but just sharing my vulnerability of my biggest challenge at the moment. And I'm really trying hard not to get teary right now. But I know that it's all for my higher good, right? Like, I'm trusting the process, and I can't wait to level up. And I'm thanking the universe for this greatest challenge, as much as it fucking hurts, like, because it really does hurt to the core. But we cannot be liked by everyone. So I hope that you guys are all just living true to yourself instead of trying to fit in like I have been for so long. So that's where I'm at the moment.
You know what they say?
Sorry?
You know what they say?
What do they say?
They hate you because they ain't you.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thanks for sharing that, Ronelle, because I think like I especially when you're putting yourself so much in social media as part of this business and what's encouraged in this business, I think that opens you up to a huge audience, which isn't just necessarily people that you're close to face. Like there's a lot of judgment that comes from a lot of people regardless of what you post, but especially if you are really being perceived as to go out there and achieve. I think some people really want to kind of cut that down or don't understand it or misunderstand what you're looking to do, because you're obviously not looking to be successful at the sake of other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we all could, as much as what we haven't experienced, what you've experienced in the last day or so, I think we can all really relate to what you're saying, because I'm sure we've all probably had a few comments or come up against a bit strong opinions and that kind of thing. But I think what you're showing is the flip side of that and the ability to move through it. And there's a lot of strength to be found in that. And I think it probably, or I assume that it probably solidifies, well, how much does this mean to me? How badly do I want what Juice Plus offers or what this opportunity is? And I suppose it always gives you that opportunity to reflect and know how badly you want it. And you said just then about, making sure that you are being true to you and not just fitting in. And I feel like there's two sides to that, to be honest, because I think this is something, I wasn't sitting here being quiet because I'm not facing any challenges. I'm sitting here because I feel like I'm facing all the fucking challenges. And should I open my mouth, then you might not be off here by 8:30 p.m. But I think for me, one of the biggest things, the flip side of what you're experiencing with, with that, staying true to you and not fitting in with the people around you, I think the flip side of that for me has been, I don't know who I am with Juice Plus. And so I've only been in the business about, well, it was a year in June. So, maybe coming up to a year and a half, whatever that is. Yeah, I guess a year and a bit. And I think what I felt a year ago, amongst a lot of change in our life, again, there's a lot of change now. And I sort of am struggling to find myself in that. So to show up on social media and represent what you're about when you're shaky with that, it's really hard to know how to kind of stay strong without just posting freaking product pictures and recipes and superficial, not that that's superficial, but I think, hopefully you understand what I mean, but
I do.
Who am I in that? Why am I doing this? What is my mission in this? And Sally, I do really appreciate that you got us to do the GDG sheet and set those goals, and that was really good for me, because I think that did kind of really, I just freely wrote on all over that sheet, and the amount of stuff that came through me, I realized what my overarching drive really is. But again, I sort of really struggling to find myself in that, and that's amongst immediate financial pressures versus what I want to be earning in 4 years. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think all of that. Yeah.
I think that's huge, Megan, because I didn't know who I was when I come into this business. And I think for a lot of mums mainly don't, Chloe, I can't speak for you, hun, but I would say that I think that you probably did know who you were. For me, I did know who I was prior to being a mum, and then I lost myself. And so coming into this, it was like this is something I can sink my teeth into outside of my mum role. And honestly, Megan, 3 years and still uncovering well, who is it and what message is it and what am I trying to portray out there? Because like I said to you, I think it was the other day, you do a post of capsules or chews and no one likes it. No one wants to sell it or see it or have that. But every now and then you kind of got to throw it in there, right? But then I go, what for? Because it doesn't really work. And so who are you and how do you fit into this? And I think when we look at our top leaders, it's so nice to see such an array of, people, of backgrounds, of, where they've come from, who they are, what they are, knowing that this can be for anybody. And it's about us getting congruent with what it is that what message we want to portray. And I'm not sure what the answer is for you, but maybe just to give some, ideas out there. you know, whether or not Chloe mentioned before, you know, personal development, you know, sharing the personal development side, because that's the people that she's looking for. That's what she's passionate about. Other people, it might be health. Other people, it might be, you know, recipes or whatever. For me, staying true to me literally looks like, and I'm not fully doing it yet, I'm going to be true there, it literally looks like some form of empowerment, community, bringing people together, and, you know, and raising them up. But ultimately, it's about self-love, right? Helping people to identify that without going, like, they have to go within. Like, if we do not go within, then we go without. And I wish every single person would know that. Like, that's what I'm passionate about. And what I come to realize posting on social media and then having, you know, a friend and then a couple of family members, but a friend step away was because I didn't show up for her the way she needed me to, but yet I've been posting on social media. And I was like, seriously? Like, I was like, that's my livelihood. Like, and not that if I don't post, I don't get paid, but that's my business. Like, yes, I didn't reply to a message in a time that you may have needed me. I had my own shit going on. And so, but yet we're seeing so much, right, on social media, because we're out here and we're posting and we're trying to get our message across. So to everyone else, it looks like a highlight reel. And then it can also look like, well, she's not working, right? Or it can also look like, well, I don't even need to check in with her because I can see what she's doing and she looks fine. And literally last night until midnight, thanks to my beautiful sister who had my fucking back the whole way, I just had to go through the motions, because I'm repeating history from 10 years ago for me. And by not knowing who you are, and then by stopping being all of who you are, just F's things up, right? So the sooner that we can get clear with just who we are outside of the business, like, put all that stuff away, you know, put the motherhood away, like, what is, like, spend some time searching on that, like, purpose and passion and who we were born to be, what gift we have, what message we have, and literally, like, dissect that. Then we can go, well, how is the vehicle going to support that, right? And I think Megan, you know, Sally and I were having a chat the other day trying to create a local event here, and saying, what is our first and foremost thing that then we can bring our vehicle into that. I don't know if I'm going off topic there, but I guess my message is this. Thank you so much for sharing, because there's going to be some people, Megan, that are feeling the same way. How do I bring this vehicle in? Because I don't even really know how it fits in. I know it's the vehicle and it makes sense and the company's strong and I can see the vision, but I don't know how to market it, I guess. Is that, you know, like, that's what you kind of saying, right? Like,
I guess, like, just circling back. So I think what Crystal said, like, near the start of this, is that, like, you know, it's an opportunity. Like, you know, it's an opportunity for community, personal development, financial freedom, like, to help other people with their health. You know, it's a vehicle for that.
But then how do you?
Well, why Juice Plus? Like, why not then me just go and build the exact business I want it? Like, so then, you know, I don't know. I don't want to go too much into it, I suppose, but just really solidifying why then Juice Plus, I think, for me. And I don't want to project that onto anyone else, but then, you know, so, like, I think Sally, like, I hope you don't mind me saying it, but I think, like, you really have a constant reminder, and I said it to a friend of mine who's in a different network marketing company, where she just was really frustrated the other day, and she was like, I don't even really know why I'm doing this. Like, I feel like I'm just working my ass off. And I said to her, yes, but you're not working for the money you're earning right now. You're working for the financial freedom that you'll have that pays you in like 5 or 10 years time. And I was like, that's Sally Hollier, like, coming out my mouth there, but it's true. And I appreciate that. Like, there's a bigger dream here in what Juice Plus offers, and we hear that and see that all the time with the leaders. And so, you know, it's trying not to lose sight of what the opportunity is and not saying no to that and quit early before you've really experienced that. That's why I really do think people sign up to the business side of it. But yeah, I think it can be difficult when maybe we have expectations on ourselves to have certain results or reach certain landmark, milestones.
Yeah.
Earlier than what's realistic. I don't know.
And I think a great topic to be, spoken about. I think if we're not airing it, then we're not going to be able to all help each other and empower each other to get, the results or the, ideas that we need. Fraser Brooks did say that. He was like, it's not about the now, it's about the, vision. And so I can't wait to go back and watch that, because I really do. Like, the guy has, born and bred in it, because he was, in his mum's tummy and stuff like that. And he's got lots of wisdom in regards to that. But I think this is a topic that needs to be spoken about, and maybe sometimes too often it's not spoken about. We don't speak about these challenges and that pain. And I want to bring that to this group, not to pull each other down, but just to lay it on the table. Like, I'm all about being real and raw with you guys, and
get it off your chest.
Being
It'll
vulnerable.
eat you alive if you don't get it off your chest. It will literally drown you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go for it, Crystal, and then I'll share.
I was telling the girls that the other week that I had a fuck this, I want to quit moment. At my hand up admission, I was wondering why I was still in it. It was, and that Facebook sent me a lovely memory a year ago that I became SDF. I was like, oh God, it took me a whole damn year. Like, thank you for the reminder. I'm still here. I started really getting back to thinking about me, why I joined, and that's why I reached out to you guys about the event and wanting to do an event, because me joining was about the event and all the personal growth. And I started looking at, how I use this business to help others who aren't necessarily in the business, and how they tell me that, that it is inspiring. And so I look at it and think, yeah, okay, so I hadn't helped anybody join as such, but I had been inspiring people to make changes and to better themselves. And so it kind of inspired me to kick it up a notch. And today, when I had training all day at work today, and we did a personality quiz, and mine come up as an influencer. And when my boss went around and said, what was your results, and no one was surprised that I was an influencer. And she said, well, on that topic, can you share the message that you showed me that you got from your client today? And I've got a client who I have done a meal plan for, an exercise plan. I take him to the gym every week and work out with him, and I take him on a group walk. He sometimes he just won't leave the house unless I tell him he has to. Like, he's got massive social anxiety and he's really overweight. And we went to the doctor, and the doctor cleared him for a driver's authority so that he can get a bus driving role, which is what we've been going for. And he said in his message that it was all, the doctor said that it was all thanks to all of the work that I've done with his exercise plan, his meal plan, and everything that he's been doing with me. And he said, I really appreciate everything you do for me. I know that you go above and beyond, and blah, blah, blah. And then I shared another message from another client who said that she's been plugging into the empowerment calls, and that she sort of plugged on about that. And so my boss's boss, the regional manager, said right then and there, well, you've got a great resource here. So it kind of like fueled me on more, thinking, it is a good mindset to look at. Yeah, we have these bucket moments. Of why am I still in this, and I'm not doing, I'm not sort of gaining the benefits of it. But I think that it takes a long time for people to see and to trust us, and I feel like I'm finally getting that from people now, whereas people are wanting to show up, and showing an interest in joining things. So I feel like I'm finally moving past. I'm sure I'm going to get more of those moments. I know they're coming, but the moment that I just had, I feel like I was able to really like the difference between how I felt like last week and how I feel this week is so much different.
So good. And so good to see the action that you've taken, because that's what keeps us here too, right? Like if we're not doing the action, if we're too scared to do it, then we're not getting the results, and then we're just beating ourselves up anyway.
And when I was going through stuff, I just remained consistent with my posts, because I wanted to keep inspiring people, even though I was going through my own shit. I didn't want to have that negative feeling attached to reach outs. So I went cold on my reach outs because I knew it would damage my business, basically. I wasn't in the right mind frame, but I knew that it wasn't going to do me any good. So I just made sure that I was looking like I was showing up, even though I was scheduling the damn posts. So I wasn't showing up every day. It looked like I was.
Yeah, that's beautiful, especially from your boss and stuff. That's really lovely that you can help somebody because of all the growth that you've done as well. Yeah. So what did you want to say before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I just think that, like, anybody, everybody, all of us, I think that when we can just fully understand that we can't expect to get different results with the same thoughts, and then that comes from lost identity, found identity, know really who you are. But we're all fearful of the change. If it was easy, everybody would do it, and that's why there are only people doing, there's only how many of us on here, because change is hard. But ignorance isn't bliss. And you guys, I'm sorry, but you're too far in now to turn around, because you all know better. And good luck pretending like you don't know, because that's the hardest part. I mean, I know, like, I've personally bounced in and out of, like, it's okay, I'll just go back to being an ignorant shit, and it doesn't work. I'm too far in now. I'm too far gone. And yes, it's hard moving forward, but that whole, the whole point of the GDGs, and just right back to, like, you, Renelle, sharing, like, the shit that you've been through lately, is Renelle wants more, just like the rest of us. She's not going to get it with the same group of fucking friends that constantly hold her back and rag her out about how, whatever she's doing. Like, who the fuck does that to somebody they care about, right? Like, if you care about somebody, I'm certain that you would be like, babe, you got this. I've never fucking buying your product, but I'll fucking cheer you on anyway. You know what I mean? I have a best mate who is like that. She joined Renelle in product because she said, I can't handle you talking to me about product. I said, great. I don't want to talk to you about it anyway. So she was Renelle's customer, and she's no longer her customer, but she is my cheerleader. But she doesn't rat me out. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, at some point, if you don't let go, then it's going to go feather, brick, truck, and they'll let go because you couldn't. And either way is painful. It's like ripping off a freaking Band-Aid. But, like, we cannot be the people we are to everybody and expect change. You, like, know that stuff that you wrote down on your GDG, the shit that lights your freaking heart on fire, and unapologetically go for it. Because, like, yes, it's painful to lose people in your life, but it's fucking painful to be 10 years down the track and think that you could have changed 10 years ago, and you're going to be, Renelle went through this exact fucking thing 10 years ago.
To the week, guys. Like, that's how uncanny the universe is. Literally this week, 10 years ago, the same shit happened in my life.
So don't get 10 years down the track and think, fuck, I should have ripped off the Band-Aid back then, and waste fucking 10 years. And, like, I can't, and I'm not saying that I'm out there fucking, being all brave and shit all the time, but I'm certainly put my GDGs into place, and that's certainly still who I'm showing up, 40% more of every day, which is better than me not showing up at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, just a little piece, bit by bit, but just, you're not here for no reason. Like, every step of your journey you are on for a friggin' reason. Like, and whether or not this is your vehicle or not, you'll learn something from this or take something from this that will just, 10 years, I can't get over it. 10 years to the week, back to square one, ripping off Band-Aids instead of just letting them go when they should have gone before, right? And I think I just have to share with you that if something is a struggle, like have a look at how much you invest into something that doesn't give you it back. Does that make sense? Like, and I think that was, Renelle, am I right in saying that was probably your biggest thing, is like time and time again, you initiated keeping a relationship where it could have fallen away on several occasions had you have not maintained it. What in your life is like only there still because you put so much effort and attention into it? And then what are you pushing away, like this business, for example, because you care so much about the people who aren't putting the food on the table, who aren't fueling up your car when you can't fucking afford to, so you're putting $5 in it like I've had to do before, who, you know, aren't there to help you with your kids or when you're having a friggin' down day because your hubby works FIFO and you're just over it. Like, and yet you're careful about what you put on social media because you're worried about offending them. I think that's pretty crazy, right?
And I think just like having a look at where you're spending time, right? Like what you're investing time into. And the biggest reflection for me here was I was investing less time in myself and my DMO for 1 hour every day than what I was doing, you know, investing in all these other relationships out there that weren't actually bringing any value to my life.
Yeah, I think just what are you doing that's getting you closer to where you want to get to?
Yeah.
Is building the friendship with the person who doesn't support you getting you closer to where you want to be in 10 years' time? Because if not, you're going to face the same reality again.
Or is watching that TV show, like it's all those things, right? Like just really having a really good look at, well, that's what I'm doing anyway, having a really good look at, I don't watch TV, but having a really good look at my life and going, where am I spending the most time and for what? Like honestly, what is it giving me in return? And is this, you know, a two-way street in whatever you're doing, like social media or friendship or health or whatever, you know, just where are you spending most time? And I think, you know, scheduling and having a look at that is a really good way to identify, like, these are my chunks of time, and is that giving me, you know, is it giving back to me? So working out, is that giving back to you? Yes, of course. So make sure you move your body, that sort of stuff. Anyway, it wasn't about me. It was just, you know, I just wanted to share my challenge with you guys so that I could maybe help anyone that is, you know, feeling that same way with certain things or faced with some challenges, or know that there will come a time where there will be the naysayers and the haters and you know, it can rock your boat, but it certainly has put just more fuel in my tank, more fire in my belly to say that this is the way for me, you know. You guys, this tribe, I am in the right place at the right time. I'm not going anywhere, and I just need to really step into that even more, and stop letting my shitty beliefs hold me back because of what other people will think, because at the end of the day, they'll say what they're going to say and they'll tear me down, and they'll spread it thick and fast like they have. It's gone from one person to like, yeah, and I just, what can you do? You just got to keep showing up and being yourself. So I hope that you guys can too. I forgot to say I'm doing a parent and child expo in a bit over a week with another. Excellent. That's exciting. Let us know how you go with that. Post some photos. And I realized that I forgot to start with the jokes.
All right, I put enough in there, you turd.
Oh, because I was so excited after I jumped off Fraser's thing that I forgot completely about the jokes. So sorry about that. Why can't your nose be 12 inches long? Because then it would be a foot.
Read the one above it. I think that's a funny one.
Oh, I'm in one of those moods where I want to throw a book at someone's face and be like, I Facebooked you.
Don't ask for jokes. I'm
shocking.
I've got a really sad one.
Okay, go.
Go for it. Good on you, Dion.
What do you call a deer with no eye?
I know this answer, so I won't say.
No idea.
Oh.
What do you call a
An
deer
idea.
on flames with no eyes? A flame with
No.
no idea.
That's my youngest favourite joke.
Good on you.
Did anyone else bring any?
Yeah, I've got Emma's favourite joke. She's
Okay.
4.5. She's 4.5.
I love this.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes who?
Dish is a bad joke.
We don't know that one. I'm so going to tell Archie that one.
What's you had heaps of knock knocks last night, Sally. I was like, they are ridiculous.
I
You
got
shouldn't
knock
say
knock till you come home. Knock knock.
Who's
Who's
that?
there?
Interrupting cow.
What?
Interrupting
Oh.
cow.
Interrupting
Gives
cow
you
who?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Lettuce.
Lettuce who?
Lettuce in. It's cold out here. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana?
Enough of the shitty jokes now.
When Jasmine was little, she had a knock knock joke. She was like, oh, she was so little.
Megan's like, I'm out of here. I hate you.
Yeah, Megan's gone. She's got to go to bed. She's pregnant, remember? She
Yeah,
wore a
so-
shirt today. We caught up with her at Savi and she's like, #preggers. I'm like, that's such a cool shirt. All right, I'm going to stop recording.